Hey guys, one of my very favorite and first videos I ever did was of the Bentley getting an oil change, and I did it all on the ground with jack stands, and I got a lot of hate about that just because why I did not take it somewhere or why not put it on a lift. Well, I finally have a lift, so we're gonna do the Bentley oil change, how it should be done. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, John Engel here, and I've got some great news. Today we're going to fix that by installing a brand new double dune. So today we're going to do an oil change and replace those.
First thing, move the cars out of the way. So what feels like 30 minutes later, we've got all the cars moved, we've got the Bentley on the rack, and now it's time to go over what we need to do this oil change. All right, obviously you're gonna want something to put the old oil in. You need a MANN-FILTER. I will put all the links in the description so that you can get all of this. This is a 36mm socket that will take the oil filter cap off, and then you need 13.2 quarts of 0W40 Mobil 1, or whatever brand that you feel is best, but you want the European blend, the 0W40. That's what she's been using and that's what she's been doing. So far, the only real difference between doing this oil change and the previous one I've done is I'm not jacking it. So we do not need to put the Bentley in jack mode. Now, if you are jacking your car up, make sure that you put it into jack mode. You can look right up here. I've got a link to my very first one where it will show you how to put it into jack mode. All right, just to get started, we'll lift the hood up. Oh God, I love this engine every time I look at it. This is one of the most beautiful engines. Not one that I ever want to work on really, but it's just beautiful. So we've got the oil filler right here, and we just need to, let's just loosen that up. Beautiful metal piece. Oh, I love it. Beautiful engine. All right, so now that that's up, it'll allow air to go through there so that all the oil will come out easier. We can now lift her up. Now that we have her up on the lift, you can see all of these bits, these are all T25 Torx bits. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on each one of the wheels, there's another one right down here. There might be 2. So I've got the 2 down there as well. Hopefully you can see those. And then underneath, you've got these flathead ones. So you got 1, 2, 3 of those. And then down here, these are T30s. And you've got 1, 2, 3. All right, there's only one thing to do, and that's to start taking all of these off. And you can now make your visual inspections, which I've got to tell you, for this car and for the age and mileage and everything, yes, you can see something dented it right there, but no leaks, everything runs good. Drain plug looks clean, filter, beautiful. The whole thing all the way back, I mean, you can just see that this car has been taken really well care of. And that's what you look for when you're buying a used car, especially something like this. I mean, you don't want to have a lot of issues with this car. And luckily I haven't. So now what we're going to do is drain that oil. At last, we can finally take off this drain plug, which is a 19mm. And all we have to do is start doing it. I already broke it loose just before I lowered it down so I didn't have to do too much. No mess, no mess, no mess. Well, that was kind of no mess, but still more mess than I wanted. Now that everything's done draining, we can put this plug back in. Now this one is a new one, and I'll put a link in the description to where you can get a new drain plug. They're like $5 or something, and it's worth it. According to Bentley, this is 22 foot-pounds that we torque this back down to. So I'll get this snug and then I'll torque it. All right guys, now that we've put in the drain bolt, we can now work on this oil filter right here. It is a 36mm socket that you will need to get on the end here. I will warn you that this hose, this hose tends to get in the way a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and pre-put that on, and then put my wrench onto the end of it, hopefully, if all goes according to plan. There we go. She's on there pretty tight, which is good, I guess. And there we go. Here is the new filter, and like I said, all of these parts will be listed in the description so that you can just order them so easily, and it'll make your life easier. We do need to remove this seal, and I might have to get a little, but this definitely needs to come out. And we want to clean in here as well to make sure that any of the debris or anything that's collected in there will get taken out. As you can see, everything's clean, new seal on, new filter in. I cleaned in there the best I can. I will tell you that that houses a lot of old nasty oil, so you want to clean that out as much as possible. This on there says 25 Newton meters, so whatever that is what we're going to put that in, and I can pretty much tell you that means you put it on there until it's tight and then just a little UGA after that, but we'll use a torque wrench and figure out what 25 Newton meters means. All right, let's get this installed. So this should be pretty simple. We'll just clean this off, make sure that you get inside the housing just to get any residual out of there as well. And there's always a little bit, but nothing too bad. And then we can stick this bad boy right back in. There we go. Yeah, I didn't torque it down, but I can tell by the seal here and the way it was friction that we're perfect. Good. Now that everything is kind of buttoned up underneath, the only thing I have to do is put that splash guard back on, which I'll do, and the next time you see me, we'll be under the hood to put some oil in. Whew, almost done. This is actually a pretty easy oil change, and it's amazing what Bentley charges someone to do it themselves, but this is pretty simple to do. All right, guys, it's time to fill her up. The last time that I did this, I did not use a funnel, and I got so much flack about not using a funnel that I went out and got one, and I'm not going to use it. You might ask why? It's because it's so much easier just to do it this way. Look at this. No drips, no spills, just pour it in. All right, I'm not going to make you guys watch me fill this thing all the way up because we're going to put a lot of oil in here. Look at that, not a spill in the world. All right, so I spilled a little, but I cleaned it up, it's fine, it's no problem. All right, so I've got 13.5 quarts in. I actually only put 13 in because a lot of times there's some residual oil left in there, and I wanna make sure that we don't have too much. Now I'm gonna start the car up, and I'm gonna give you the procedure to reset that service warning. Let's do that now. All right, let's get started on that service reset that we need to do. You can see I've got my hood open and my door open, which is 100% legit. The first thing that we have to do is come over here to the side. Do you see that trip button right here? So I am going to put my finger on the trip, hold it down. Over here, we're going to turn it to the on position. You see that it comes on with service reset. You can let go of the trip, hit OK. Please start engine. Service is now gone. Super easy. Thank you, Bentley, for making something not difficult on a car. So, we have done an oil oil change and reset the service indicator warning light. Everything is done. She is ready to drive. I know that a lot of people worry about Bentleys and the maintenance. After Volkswagen took them over, a lot of the reliability is there now. These have been great cars. This has been a great car for me. I've had it for 5 or 6 years and really just normal maintenance, and it's been great. Now, there are some things that if they do go wrong, they are expensive, but that's every car. I mean, look at a Mercedes S-Class. I mean, you could have the same type of expense as you can a Bentley, and these things are going for a great deal right now. If you're in the market, just make sure that you look it over, kind of like what we did this morning when we were underneath. Make sure everything works, everything drives right. If it does, it'll probably be a great, reliable car. I absolutely love it. It's one of those that I think I'll probably end up keeping and I just drive it. Anyway, hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully it helped you out a little bit. Everything's in the description below on everything you need to do a oil change for the Bentley Continental GT. Hopefully you guys like. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. We'll catch you next time. Done.